As much as I know that it's kinda naive, it's always been really hard for me not to set myself any New Year's resolutions. I always get inspired with this sudden urge to just completely change my life around at the end of every year, so I make all these plans about how I'm going to start waking up at 6 a.m. and going for a run every single day and eating healthy and all that like general self-development stuff. But as you may have guessed, I was never really able to stick to any of these like stock self-development habits. But now when I think about it, I don't feel like it's just because I am lazy and I lack motivation and I'm just a waste of time. I think I just always approach this from the wrong angle. I was unhappy with my life situation, so I wanted to change it somehow, and these like basic self-development habits are the first thing that everyone tells you to do. So I thought that if I just put all my energy and effort into these things, then surely I will eventually end up in a better position. And so many people, especially young people I guess, fall into this same trap of believing all this crap. So if you are sitting there all excited for your January 1st 6 a.m. run, I am not saying that that's the worst thing you can possibly do, but I have some thoughts that you might benefit from hearing. I feel like when you're in this position, when you just want to move forward with your life and you're setting, goals for yourself, I think we should really try our best to locate the areas in our lives where a significant change would actually contribute to a significant shift in our well-being. Like, I still have this idea in my head about committing to going to the gym and improving my physique, but when I really think about it, having bigger arms isn't going to contribute to my happiness in any way whatsoever. I just don't care about that stuff as much as I am told that I should, but I just don't. And if I just spend this next year chasing this goal that everyone tells me I should have, I will not be any happier at the end of that year. So I just have to try a little bit harder to actually find those things that if I commit to them for a year, they will actually end up making me happier than I am now. And I think the first step towards achieving that, as cheesy as this might sound, is to actually start focusing on my own feelings and trying to understand why I feel a certain way in certain situations. And personally, when I do that, I can immediately see an area for improvement in my life, and that is my relationship with dopamine. Because when I really think about it, I spend my entire days just chasing these little instant gratifications, trying to keep myself constantly entertained at all times, and panicking when I'm forced to do something without like a TV show on in the background, or a snack on the side, or just something that will give me this instant dose of dopamine. And actually, if I get this right, it might end up leading me towards some of those like stock self-development habits that I was talking about earlier, because I'm sure it will be much easier to start like eating more healthy if I get my dopamine levels right for the first time in my life. But I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself right now. To be honest, I noticed how big of a problem this is in my life thanks to my modest vinyl collection of all things, because I started realizing that I actually spent more time thinking about all the albums that I can buy and that I can, expand my collection with, instead of just enjoying the albums that I already have. And it's always exciting to like open the new shiny thing, but honestly, what's the point if you're just going to end up moving on to the next one? So instead of trying to expand my collection in 2025 as much as possible, I will just try to fall in love with all the albums that I already have. And in general, I will just try to find a way to not be as dependent on these constant dopamine hits, because I actually believe that that will end up making my life better. So that's what I'm going to do this next year, amongst other things, of course, but it's already big of you to sit here and listen to me talking about this one topic. And if I just keep going, it probably won't be very interesting to anyone. But yeah, I just wanted to express this idea that if you want to make a change in your life in 2025, make sure that you are making that change because you understand the benefit that it will bring to your own unique life, instead of just trying to follow a daily routine of some rich guy on Instagram, because I honestly think that it's a little bit more complicated than that. And that's all. Happy New Year.